with some reporters and some of the media members asking the kid, saying, hey, you know what, how do you endear yourself to teammates more? I don't know if there's ever really an answer. I mean, you can go out and, try to be the best player you can be. That's one way to do it. Personally speaking, I think another great way to do it is buying everybody pizza, because who likes pizza? Everybody, right? Everybody loves pizza. Let's go back to the phones here. Let's go to Brent. Brent is on line 3. Was there any volatility in the standings across the NHL tonight? Well, let's take a look at some of the final scores to find out. The Leafs were looking to grab points on the road against the Golden Knights. Vegas played pad the stats night, winning easily in this one. The Bruins were hoping their offense would show up in a big way against the Red Wings. Boston takes the win in a very close game. The Stars were in tough with the Canucks. Vancouver played a sound defensive game and pick up the regulation win. We are as cool as ice, and we are bringing you many more stories from the NHL. We're doing it next. Hey, no shortage of action and drama on the ice tonight. Let's take a look at what happened elsewhere. The Sabres were looking to steal 2 against the Rangers. The New York Rangers took it to the net in this one, and they picked up the win. The Canucks went toe-to-toe on the road against the Red Wings. Detroit posts a strong game in their own end, and they do enough to get the W. The Ducks were hoping to take a bite out of the Lightning. Tampa torches the opposition with a big offensive output. Hey, a few more hot-button issues we got to get to. It's a jam-packed show tonight. Stick around. Hey, I want to bring it back to the man of the hour here. 300 career goals. What a magical celebration. And you know what? The fact that they took a moment to acknowledge it in the arena, a nice ovation from the fans. That's when the hockey purists come out, right? You recognize a nice achievement. Whether you love him or hate him, you recognize and a nice ovation in the arena for that particular moment. 300, congratulations. Stick taps all around. All right, still to come here on the show. Busy night of action on the ice. Let's take a look at some of the finals that are in from tonight. The Flyers were hoping to come up with 2 points on the road against the Oilers. Philadelphia pressed on, always persevered, and they get the win. The Coyotes were looking to steal 2 points against the Sharks. Arizona toasted the opposition with a humongous offensive output. The Jets took to the ice for a collision with the Kings. Winnipeg proves to be a little too much on this night, and they pick up the 2 points. Don't go anywhere. We've got much more here on the show. Time to take a look at what happened around the league as we check in on some of the scores. The Capitals had a tall order to fill as they tried to take two on the road against the Stars. Washington topples the opposition with a strong defensive effort. All right, here's a little more 4-1-1 on what went down in the NHL. The Pens were hoping to fly high on the road against the Blackhawks. Chicago posts a victory thanks to a strong offensive display. The Bruins battled it out against the Lightning. Tampa treated everyone to a magical offensive display, and they come away with the win. Don't even think about touching that dial or touching that button. We've got plenty more on the ice, and that's next. All right, at this time, let's get you caught up on all the action on the ice tonight. The Bulls were in a dogfight on the road against the Sharks. Tampa Bay pile-drive their opponents with a huge offensive night. The Coyotes were hoping to grab 2 points up against the Devils. Arizona took this one in overtime thanks to a beautiful game winner. The Hawks were hoping to quiet the crowd on the road against the Flames. Calgary perseveres, weathering the storm, and they win it in the shootout. We got to take a quick break, but we got a lot more coming your way next. Now let's take a look at some of the rest of the action tonight in the NHL. The Blue Jackets look to run roughshod over the Sharks. San Jose takes this one in a tightly contested affair and the bragging rights to go with it. The Ducks were on the road to take on the Senators. Anaheim pulls one out in a tightly contested affair. The Wild played a game against the Rangers. The New York Rangers terrific in the shootout portion of the game, and they get the extra point to go with it.
Washington goal. His third of the game. Score time number 14 minutes, 8 seconds.
Let's take a look at the rest of the action on the ice tonight in the National Hockey League. The Caps faced off with the Hurricanes. Washington proves to be too much to handle in this one as they find a way to pick up the OT win. Hey, with this one all said and done, let's get you caught up on some of the other final matchups in the league tonight. The Bees took to the road to match up with the Kraken. Boston treated almost everyone to a magical offensive display. The Jets were on the road to take on the Blues. Winnipeg pulls one out in a nail-biter. We'll check the inbox, we'll check the text line, and hear what you have to say next. I want to bring it back to him for just a second here. When you look at trying to project who's going to win what awards this season, I'll say this. I think you're looking at the leading candidate for the Lady Byng Award. Most gentlemanly player. And it's not to suggest he's soft. He plays hard. He competes. He's not dirty. Goes out there and delivers. Right? That's a guy you can trust out there. I think that's why he's earned a lot of respect from his teammates as well. But I think if I'm going to pencil in a winner right now, I'm going to lean towards him to claim the Lady Byng Award. All right, we'll take some of your predictions. Phones are wide open right now. All right, let's go around the horn and see what happened elsewhere around the NHL tonight. The Avalanche played on the road against the Ducks. Anaheim took this one with a strong defensive effort in their own end. The Senators took on the Blues. Ottawa proved to be a little too much to handle in this night. The Kings were hoping to play spoiler against the Blackhawks. Los Angeles, too much to handle on this night, and they pick up the 2 points. Lots more to get to on the ice. Stay with us, everybody. I think we can all agree. We like how he plays. We like the skill set. But you have got to play with a little more fire, a little more compete. You gotta turn that care meter up. Find that dial that goes to 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Turn it up, crank that sucker up. And I think that's exactly the message that the coaching staff has been trying to preach. The skill's there, the talent's there. But man, it is frustrating to watch when it doesn't come together on a regular basis. Back to the phones we go. We got Pedram on line 4. All right, let's get all you poolies and all you hockey fans caught up on all the action out on the ice tonight. The Devils were on the road up against the Predators. Nashville parties it up in the shootout as they get the extra point in the win. The Panthers took to the road to match up with the Flames. Calgary took it in overtime and skate off into the night with the 2 points. The Golden Knights faced off against the Kraken. Seattle pulls one out in a nail-biter. Well, let's take a look at how the standings were impacted with some of the final scores around the league tonight. The Capitals had an on-ice collision with the Panthers. Florida toughed this one out, and they get the 2 points. The Lightning paired up with the Avalanche. Colorado pressed when they had to, and they pull one out in overtime. The Hurricanes had their hands full with the Canucks. Vancouver teed up a victory in a tightly contested affair. Lots more puck talk coming your way, and we'll get to it next. Coming into this one, can he hit 50? That's what we're wondering. Right there on the cut line, can they hit that 50 goal mark? That would be a fun storyline to track as we inch closer and closer to puck drop. Ray Ferraro will join me up in the broadcast booth in just a few minutes. We'll get his thoughts as we get ready. Those were pretty pointed comments from the coaching staff to say, hey, look, you need to tighten it up on the ice. You are way too undisciplined out there. We've tried to talk to you about this, and you're not getting the message. I don't know what's next, but I would think that maybe some playing time that could be shaved if you're not going to listen to what the coaching staff's telling you. But look, too many reckless penalties. It's hurting the team. But I thought it was pretty public from the coach's sentiment there, from those comments, that he needs to tighten it up. All right, meantime, some other interesting comments around the NHL here. Okay, everybody, let's take a quick look at some of the final scores around the league tonight. The Avalanche played a game against the Blackhawks. Colorado posts a win in a close one. The Oilers took to the ice to lock up with the Jets. Edmonton, too much to handle in the shootout, and they get the win. The Bruins took to the ice to battle the Penguins. Pittsburgh plastered the opposition with a big-time night offensively. A very special guest drops by on the show, and we'll do that next. Great night to be on the couch and watching hockey. Tons of scores around the league. Let's take a look at what went down. The Predators were in a dogfight on the road up against the Sabres. Nashville took this one with a strong game at both ends of the ice. The Flames were looking to grab points on the road against the Ducks. Anaheim posts an impressive win in a tightly contested affair. The Blue Jackets were hoping their offense would show up in a big way against the Red Wings. Detroit terrorizes their opponents with the win. Hey, we got to take a quick pause for the cause, but we got a lot more on the other side. Don't even think about leaving us. Let's check in on some of the final scores across the league tonight. The Predators were in tough with the Penguins. Nashville puts on a clinical defensive effort and skate off with the win. The Sharks were looking to steal two against the Avalanche. Colorado tore it up offensively on a night it seemed like everybody was scoring. The Senators went toe-to-toe on the road against the Canadiens. Ottawa pile drove their competition with a big-time win. Hey, we got to pay a couple of bills here, but we got a lot more action we got to get to. Stay with us. Congratulations again, 50 goals in the season. You know, to this day, and it's always been revered as that magical mark. Ever since Rocket Richard hit it, how many years ago? And here we are even now after all these years. Let's take a look around the league and some of the final scores out there tonight. The Isles were hoping to take a bite out of the Jets. The New York Islanders took it to the net in this one, and they picked up the win. We got a jam-packed show. We've got a lot more stuff we got to get to, so don't even think about going anywhere. Stay with us. Let's take a look at the scoreboard and what went down tonight on the ice. The Capitals were hoping to come up with 2 points on the road against the Flyers. Washington turns in a complete effort, and it's enough to pick up the win. The Canucks were looking to steal 2 points against the Avalanche. Vancouver pops like popcorn in this one, and they skate away with the win. The Sabres took to the ice for a collision with the Panthers. Florida trampled the opposition on a night they just couldn't miss the net. The story on the ice continues in a moment. All right, at this time, everyone, we'll catch you up on what went down in all the action in the league tonight. The Habs had a tall order to fill as they tried to take 2 on the road against the Capitals. Washington plasters the opposition with a strong offensive performance. This wasn't the only game in the league tonight. Let's get you caught up on some of the other finals. The Flyers were hoping to fly high on the road against the Devils. New Jersey tightened it up late when they needed to most, and they pick up the 2 points. The Canucks battled it out against the Predators. Vancouver proves that offense is the difference in this one as they skate away with the win. We got to take a quick break, everybody, but we've got a lot more to get to. Stay with us. You know, when you look at the run that he has had over the course of his career, I mean, he's already built a pretty good resume to make a case for the Hall of Fame. Couple of Stanley Cups, has just been an absolute cornerstone for this franchise. But I also think he's not done yet, right? Like, I'm not ready to retire him just yet. I'm personally speaking, I'm wondering, does he still have enough for a 3rd Stanley Cup? Can he win again? Can he take this team over the top one more time? I personally speaking, I think he has it in him. I think that there's still another run here in him and his ability.